Alright, oh my god, I look right at the sun. Alright, so today's video is just basically a quick little update because I'm super behind on editing. Been working on Goldie Hawn the past couple days, and I've got like almost 3 hours of footage that I want to put together. Pretty decent video. I can't see the camera at all. Let me go hide in here real quick. Alright, so like I was saying, I've been working on Goldie Hawn the past few days, trying to get back to work on her, get her back up and running. So let's see, right now it's Sunday. I might not be done with that until Monday or Tuesday, something like that. So I wanted to kind of put together something right now pretty quickly that I can have out hopefully tomorrow, Monday, I don't know, we'll see. To kind of go over some things, explain, I don't know, just what's going on around here. So I guess basically let's just start kind of talking about things. First up is James Brown. I have been working on this. Started working on the turbo dump pipe, stuff like that. It's nowhere near finished. It's still mocked up. Obviously this is just sitting here tacked together, but I've got the fuel lines ran all the way to the back, so I'll have to hook them up to the pump, mount the pump, and then fit them to the tank. Got the upper radiator hose made. The radiator is sitting in place. The car is somehow simultaneously both super close but still a long ways away, which is infuriating because I want to drive this thing so bad. The things that are left on it are finish up the exhaust, finish up the radiator, mount the intercooler, make all the intercooler piping, make a drive shaft, make a transmission mount. I need a couple bushings for the rear end, mount the pump and the fuel filter, stuff like that. Mount the shifter and run the cable, and then do all the wiring and tuning. And I think that might be it. Oh, and run the feed and drain lines to the turbo. And then I think that might be it. This engine is hopefully going to be picked up soon by my buddy Brandon. Because I'm probably not going to be using that 6.0, so I traded him that 6.0, which I actually bought from him a few months ago, and a set of wheels for an RX-7 roller that I'm just going to throw a small block Chevy in and get running and driving, and probably make a couple passes in, and then I think I'll just sell it. I don't know. We'll see once the car shows up. I'm trying to talk him into bringing the car up here because I'm not going to take the engine down to him. Next up is the S10. I did get a couple things for it from the guy I actually bought the truck from, Dave. Right now the truck has just been the old storage shelf. But you can see I picked up some Caltrax and the rest of the motor mounts for it. So I have actually been really itching to get to work on this thing. The one that Chase put together, and my buddy Justin has one too. I just want to be part of the cool club, man. And then the next thing is this big behemoth right here. Some of you have seen this in the background of some videos, and it's just been sitting in my backyard basically. It's not mine, it's my in-laws, but I'm thinking about trying to pick it up off them. The truck runs really good. Like it has the 6.5 turbo diesel, which is the appeal of it to me, but it needs a wheel bearing because that wheel's about to fall off, and the transmission needs to be rebuilt because fourth is basically non-existent. I can already feel you guys typing away, why would you want that rusty piece of crap? Basically my wife's family have owned this truck for pretty much 20 years, so there's a lot of sentimentality with it. And I've spent the last 10 years drooling over this thing. I mean, for being a 96, this thing was pretty loaded. The interior needs to be cleaned up, but it's in really good shape aside from the obvious seat. And for a diesel, it doesn't have that many miles. I think it's like 240,000 or something like that. The box was replaced, I think like 6 years ago, so that's actually pretty solid. Both the flare sides are not great, but they're super fixable. Really the only thing the truck needs is doors, fenders, and this cab corner, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and a grill. Yeah, it needs a grill. But I think it'd be super cool to fix that thing up and use that to pull trailers and get a whole lot better mileage than we are with my dad's 1500. That thing pulling a trailer gets like 8 miles a gallon, so this thing pulling just an open car trailer with like even my truck on it, I think it'd probably get like 13, 14, maybe 15 miles a gallon. So, because that wouldn't be nothing for this. They used it to haul their big ass horse trailers for years. And I'm pretty sure that gives a pretty quick kind of overview on everything that's going on. So talked about Goldie Hawn, been working on that, starting the turbo process. That's no big secret. I've been talking about that for a few months now. Gave you a quick update on James Brown. Not a ton has changed with that, but you know, little things here and there. S10, still basically sitting there. Bought a box for it, Caltrax motor mounts, and there's a 6-liter sitting in it. Jack Black, someone asked about the Instagram post I made about that, and someone asked about the engine. We put together a 331 small block because the 350 that was in it started to eat some bearings. So instead of just putting together another stock bottom end, this 331, we got a pretty good deal on it, I think, or a fair deal, I should say. And that has forged dome pistons, forged rods, which, you know, and a factory forged crank too. Theoretically, it should survive a whole season with Pop's foot on the pedal, but we'll see. He likes to get kind of rowdy sometimes and makes me super nervous. And then, like I mentioned, there might be another RX-7 showing up. It's not going to replace this one. This one I'm going to hold on to for probably as long as I can because I really like this car. The other one, it'll probably just turn out to be a quick flip. Something just to throw together, enjoy for a week or two, and then I'll post it up for sale and take the first cash offer I can get. So I posted on the YouTube community page. I think if you didn't get it, click the bell. You might get a notification next time. But I was like, hey, if anybody has any questions, let's do a Q&A video. And I think there was 30 last time I looked. I'm going to try to answer all of them so nobody's left out. But so Kamikaze Gad asked, have you ever heard of filling blocks and coolant passages with concrete for strength in a drag car that you make one pass and then shut down? Yeah, I used to work for line-to-line coating in Clarkston, Michigan for a year pretty much in, I think, 2015. And I learned a lot there because if you're not familiar with line-to-line coating, basically it's an abradable coating that goes on like piston skirts and stuff like that. So we got a ton of pistons and rotors from superchargers, like Mike Janis's rotors and stuff like that. It was, when I applied there, I had no idea that it was, I thought it was just a powder coating place. I had no idea that they were so heavy in motorsports. And as a side note, if you're familiar with Lyle Barnett, the Beer Money Mustang from Horsepower Wars TV or whatever it was, the $10,000 drag challenge, he has a huge ass line-to-line sticker on that car. So long story short, yeah, I've heard of it. I'm pretty familiar with it. I haven't done it. I don't know if I'll ever have something that's not gonna have some street time, so we'll see. But yeah, I have heard of it. Dan Newton asked, are we ever gonna see a vehicle on the dyno sometime? Maybe Goldie when she's ready. Have a good one, man. Have a good one, man. Maybe someday. The problem is dynos are expensive and I can street tune. So if I ever did put it on the dyno, it would strictly be just for a video. And I don't know. Dynos are cool, but they're somewhat expensive. Johnny Hyde, how is James Brown coming along? Hey, there you go. Now you know. And would you ever launch a car over a cliff just for fun? Probably not. There's other things I'd rather do with a vehicle if I was just gonna beat the shit out of it. Like, I really, really want to do a cheap car challenge. So the idea I had, and I was gonna do it a few years ago, was me and a couple buddies were each gonna have like 500 bucks and we're gonna go on Craigslist or Marketplace or whatever and find the cheapest crappy running vehicle we could. And we were going to drive it from where we're at in pretty much Hastings, Michigan, which I'm gonna do the hand thing, is right around here, and we're gonna drive it all the way up to the bridge, up to the Mackinac Bridge, and then back. And whoever either made it the furthest or made it with the least issues was gonna be the winner. And someday I'd still like to do that. But I don't know, as far as launching it over a cliff, I think I could find more fun things to do with a vehicle. Car Camp 417, everything S10. Engine build, turbo build, trans option, tuning, suspension. I'm so ready to see how you go about doing the whole build. I just got my 8.8 getting ready to get cut up, and fuel system is mostly complete. It'll be a minute before I get to that, but like I said, I am itching to do that. It's gonna be super basic with as many like leftover parts as I have. I've got some pretty decent leftover parts, like the cam and stuff that's coming out of Goldie. It will probably go in that. That's a pretty good Texas speed cam. But it'll be a minute. And that truck does already have an 8.8 in it. I'll probably try to run a turbo 350 for as long as it'll survive, but I know that those things are, they're the 60E of their day. Clay Young asks, who is someone you really look up to? I look up to a lot of people, but as far as one who I would say gives me the most motivation would probably be Jesse James from like Monster Garage or Motorcycle Mania, things like that, or West Coast Choppers. I don't know what you guys would know him from, but that dude's work ethic is insane, and his tenacity for learning new skills is ridiculous. To just take up blacksmithing and then start killing it at blacksmithing, that's ridiculous. Keep on Trucking asks, what is my favorite weed? Dandelion? I don't know. I don't know what else you could possibly mean by that. Jacob Morton, how have Goldie's Amazon taillights been holding up? They've been great. I have no complaints about them. It's kind of hard to fuck up a light, to be honest. And it's not, I don't like using LEDs because one of those goes out and it's super noticeable. And unless you spend huge money on them, one of them's gonna burn out. Chris Cubond, I still don't know how to pronounce your last name, Chris. I don't know if it's Cubond or Cubond or what, but Chris asks, in your opinion, what is the best vehicle to LS swap on a budget? Probably anything G-body, because they're super, super popular and they make tons of parts for them super cheap. Yeah, G-body. I'm not gonna overthink it. This guy's garage. Will this engine anchor a 32-foot Cape Island fishing boat? Yeah, I posted a picture of Chris's cracked block, so yeah, that thing would be a perfect boat anchor. Oh man, I don't know how to pronounce your name. The Mick P Master 53. Will you do a fan meet one day? I'd like to, but I don't know. I'm really bad at planning in advance. Like really bad at it. I'm super spur of the moment, so it'd be like one of those pop-up things, and I don't know. Maybe someday. I would like to. 4x4 Life asks, are you going to do something with the Dodge W150 at some point? Well, I kind of sold it last spring, so probably not. I miss that truck. That was such a cool truck. I really like those old Dodges. Caleb Chain, what's a good universal-ish tuning software to start on? HP Tuners. You can tune a lot of stuff with HP Tuners. A lot of stuff. I'm sure you can with like EFI Live or something too, but I really like HP Tuners. Red Doc asks, what was your favorite part about your Supra, and what are some suggestions for cheap and easy mods on the 99 to 07 trucks? My favorite part of my Supra, probably the target top, and that it had the name Supra, because that's cool. For those of you who don't know, I had an 88. I think it was an 87 Toyota Supra. Naturally aspirated, 7M, 5-speed, target top, primer black. It wasn't super fast, but it was fun at the time. And I scared a couple friends doing a huge drift. And I'm not gonna say I'm a great drifter, but that car made it super easy because it had a pretty long wheelbase and it was torquey. As far as cheap and easy mods, the basics: exhaust, headers, cold air intake, a tune makes a huge difference. A tune would probably make the biggest difference, I think, if it's bone-ass stock. Do you have a video or info on Goldie's E85 conversion from Andy Kotz? I never really went over it because it was pretty easy. Basically all I did was, in the tune, I changed the stoic value from 14.7 to, I think on that I put 9.99, and then I just started putting E85 in it. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you need special fuel lines, you need special fuel filters, you need this, you need that, and you really don't. Joshua Avila, when will you LS swap the world? Oh boy, I'm trying. Riley Lindley, noticed you always run an Edelbrock on Jack Black. You guys ever considered running the new Brawler series carb? Maybe someday, I don't know. My dad really likes Edelbrocks, or Eldebrocks, and he's familiar with them, he's comfortable with them, and I don't know. As long as it keeps the air-fuel ratio where it needs to be, I don't really care what carb's on it. Brandon Bell, where's it cracked? It's cracked on the water jacket. So like if you're looking at the picture, there's like a little water jacket here that's completely pushed out. Old car guy, Jason, I'm actually wearing your Dale shirt under this. Where can you and I meet halfway in Drag Race Dale and JB? I'm not real good on my Canadian geography. You're in New Brunswick, and I don't know where that is. I don't have my enhanced license or passport, so I'd say the best spot would probably be Milan, over in Milan, Michigan. Milan's a really good track. Never raced there, and I'd like to. Twinkie04, is an MSD two-step bad for the engine? No, not if it's set up right. Kevin Jenish, why dish pistons with open chamber heads got to be around 7.5 to 1? Because that's what we had laying around. What he's talking about is the engine we put in Chris's truck, Clifford. It has dished pistons and huge, I think they're like 76 cc chamber heads. We did that just because that's what we had laying around. It would have been cool to put some like flat tops and like 58 cc heads on it, but we just didn't have any and we wanted the truck running. Dirt Floor Fab, any chance I'll get to race the RX-7 in 2020? Ooh, there's a chance. Don't hold your breath though. I haven't heard this car run in 2 years. Drummer Boy Ferguson, are y'all gonna keep that crank? We'll hold on to it for a little bit. Chris Merrow, what color is your underwear? Usually black. Owen Arsenal, what's the ETA on James Brown's smoke show? Mike Cook, I have a 350 leaking coolant from the EGR tube when it gets warmed up and after pulling a load. Ooh, man, it's been so long since I've even looked at like a stock setup on a 350. I don't even remember where the EGR goes into anything. Like I know it goes into the exhaust, but I don't remember where it goes into like the intake, or does it go into the, I don't remember, man. Sorry, hopefully one of these guys answered your questions. It looks like Will might have helped you out. Dustin Clark, did you charge Clifford an arm and a leg to redo your work? Oh yeah, I answered you. I didn't redo my work. I actually did like very little work to that truck. I welded the exhaust. I helped him put the engine in. Chris built the engine or put it together. I wired it up. I think that's all I really did to it. We're gonna finish it up with one from Zach Pack. God, I hope that's your real name. Would you rather a roots blower or a centrifugal? Not knowing what vehicle it's going to be in, roots, just for the style factor. So I think that is going to do it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Merch is the first link in the description below. I'm trying to get a new piece out there with Goldie Hawn. I just haven't come up with like you know what? You guys can do that since you'd be the ones buying it. What do you think should be on a shirt with a picture of Goldie Hawn, like a kind of somewhat animated shirt, kind of cartoonish? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Maybe I'll pick one. And if I do, I'll definitely credit you, but I'll not give you any money for it. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the Goldie Hawn videos. Those are coming up pretty soon. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.